Hi everybody, Patti and Debbie from Print and Pixel Studio, and today we're going to play with hot wax and hot glue. So we're going to make a bunch of stuff up here that we've been experimenting with. We've used hot glue and a hot gun before, or hot wax before in projects that we've done, but we're kind of doing a new version of it now, and we wanted to share it with you. And so as you can see from what's on the tabletop here, it's wax seals basically is what we're making. But we've used both a stamp with a little design on it, a wax seal stamp with a little design on it. And then we've also made some in a free-form style, which we're going to show you how to do and we really like. So we'll just show you a few samples here before we get started with the demonstration. And this one, we found at a thrift shop, we found this box of really cool old playing cards. And we loved the check or the, I don't know, crosshatch pattern that was on the back of it. And so we picked them up, of course. And when we decided to do this wax seal process, we thought they would make really cute pockets. And we had a piece of coffee dyed fabric that we had stamped on, and it already had kind of a floral design on the fabric itself. And so we took one of our wax seals and glued it onto the, well, first of all, we stitched the fabric and then glued it on to the card and then glued on our wax seal. And it makes a cute little pocket. And if this was glued into your, onto your journal page, you've got a double pocket, one here and one here. So we really liked how that turned out. And then here's one that Deb made, which is really cute. It's a little paper clip. And again, we just used the free form wax. We didn't put it in any kind of a shape or anything. And like again, we'll show you how that works. But really cute, and added the little bow. Super cute. And then let's see, here's a little snippet that I made out of another one, and it too is on freeform. Most of these are going to be freeform. We have one wax stamp that has a little frame pattern on it, but mostly we went with the freeform because we really liked how it turned out. And so here's a little snippet that I just glued it to a little tag so you could use it as a dangle, or you could glue it to the page or a pocket in your journal. And let's see, here's one that we used the stamp that has the frame on it. And we liked it. We thought it came out cute, but we're really into the freeform, and so you'll see more of that than you will with this little frame. But we are going to show you this process that we came up with, where if you want to put a photograph or something inside of this frame, it's easier than what we've seen previous on YouTube and stuff for how to do that. So that'll be something we're going to show you today. And here's a couple more that we used that little frame for, and they come out really cute. And you could use these as seals on envelopes. You could take a little needle and poke a hole in there and put a string or something, ribbon or something, and use it as a dangle in your journal, something like that. And again, here's some of the more of the freeform ones that we did. And we haven't really decorated these. Some we feel don't really need, oops, I lost him. Some we feel don't really need any decoration, especially the tiny ones. They don't, but you could use these like you would use a button or any of those kind of things. It's just your imagination what you want to do with them, but they come out really, really cute. And they're very sturdy, they're not, I think because that wax, it doesn't say it, but I think that wax has some kind of a little bit of plastic in it, don't you, Deb? Doesn't it feel like it?
Maybe, yeah.
Because they're pretty sturdy. And here's a couple bigger ones that we did. Now these would probably decorate somewhere down the road when we decide exactly how we want to use them. But even just like this, they're super cute. And then this one, this is another little seal that we made, and I thought it would be cute on this oval. And we just took a piece of digital paper, background paper, kind of wallpaper style, that onto a piece of cardstock, cut it out with the Sizzix. But you don't need to use a Sizzix. If you just had something in an oval or round shape that you could trace around, you could just cut it freehand. Then glued the little wax seal in the middle there. And then we had found at another thrift shop that we went to, these are those corsages that you wear on your arm. And we found a couple of them. And we always grab them, even if we don't know what we're going to do with them, because they have all kinds of bits and pieces on them. And in this case, they had these gold leaves. And when I looked at it, I thought, ooh, that would be perfect trim for this. You know, in place of using a bow or something, or a piece of jewelry or something. I thought that little trim with the gold flower or the gold leaves was perfect on this. And then she's just backed on a piece of cardstock. And you could glue this on, and she's a little curled because I didn't flatten her out after I made her, but once you glue her down, she'll be fine. And this would be cute glued onto a pocket or a card, or, you know, anything you want to do with it, just on your page as a little corner pocket maybe. So I guess we're going to get started here. And and also I'll talk about the graphics that we used. Now, for those pieces that you saw there, I made this up on the computer in different sizes because I knew we were going to do this project, and I wanted to have some pieces that were, you know, easily sized. We're going to do a set of these in different sizes that'll be in our Etsy shop, so that if you wanted to, you know, make any of them, it would be easy for you to do. You could just print them off and cut them out. But in the meantime, till I get that in the shop, we already have this. There's a group of these, and I can't remember what we call them in the shop, but we'll link them below. There's all different patterns and sizes. There's 2-inch and I forget the other size. Anyway, so what I wanted was, these were the designs I wanted. And I didn't have these in a 1-inch size, and that's what I wanted. These are 2 inches. So I just stuck them in, I just printed them out at 50% instead of 100%, and I got the 1-inch size. So if you want these patterns or any of the other ones in this kit and the size isn't right for you, don't forget that you can resize them very easily using your printer. And they came out perfect here at a 1-inch size, which is exactly what I wanted. And then I just punched them out with the 1-inch hole punch. And that gives you these. So let's see here what we're going to do. We're going to show you 3 different methods on how to do this. One is with the little, I don't know what this is actually called, but the little
wax burner?
Huh? Yeah, the little wax burner with the little spoon that you add your pellets to. And we got some in, I was hoping when I bought these they were antique gold, and they do come out kind of antique gold. They just say gold on the package, but they are actually kind of a little antique gold. So we're going to show you that method, which has just a little votive candle underneath, and you stick it in here and it melts the wax, and then you pour from that. And also we're going to use these, which came out good. This was made with the little wax candle. This one was made with this, and we'll show you that method. And then we're also going to use the wax gun, melted wax gun, and we're also going to use the glue gun. So we'll go ahead and give it a try here and see what we get. So I think I'm going to go ahead and light this candle. Oh, you got the matches? Light this candle so these can be melting while we're talking, or while we're showing you this other process. And one thing about it, be careful with this because you don't want it to get too hot. It can happen. Take it from me. It can get too hot and it starts to smoke, and you don't want that. And realistically, you might want to do this close to a window because you do get a little off-gassing from the wax. But anyway, you can judge that when you're doing it, but we would suggest maybe doing it by a window or having a fan that kind of blows it away from you. So we're just going to let that sit there and this wax will melt down. And keep a little dish next to it because if it starts to get too hot, you can pull it out and set it over here until it cools down a little bit. Alrighty, so let's try this guy. And which do we want to make here? Let's see, I guess we'll use this frame. And where is my little, oh heck, I had it here. What happened to her?
Who are you looking for?
I had the picture that went to this one. Oh, I guess I used it. That's why it's not here. Okay, hang on a minute. I'll find one here. Okay, let's just go with this. Okay, so what you want to do is kind of maybe, well, in this one you don't need to round the edges, but I will ink around it just a little bit because it helps kind of define it and give it kind of a little more vintage feel to it. All right, so I'm sure you've seen it on the internet or on YouTube where people will stamp this stamp just plain like this. Then they take the wax form that they have and they cut the center out. And then they add, and I can't remember the exact process they use, but then they add clear wax or hot glue in the middle and then put the picture down in that. Or you could glue it from the back side. To me, that's too much work. And so, not that it doesn't work, it comes out great. And the stuff they make is really nice. But in this case, I wanted to kind of find a way to do this a little easier. So if you take just a little dab of stick glue on your finger, now remembering that if you're going to put this on here, it has to be upside down because when you press it down into the wax, you want the face showing up. So what you're going to do is you're going to add just a little tiny bit of, just a tiny bit of that wax, hardly anything.
Glue.
Or glue, I'm sorry. Just to make sure that it holds in place on your form. And I'm kind of thinking as fast, well, I was going to say I'm kind of thinking as fast as that melting to use that, but I'll go ahead with this. Okay. You can tell we don't use matches much. We don't know how old these matches are. Okay, so you just light your candle like you normally would. And then you just kind of hold it, you know, kind of sideways to kind of get that wax to melt. I think I'm doing it right. This is the way it worked for me, so if there's a better way, you guys can tell us. But can you keep your eye on that other wax for me, Deb? And now this one you have to be careful with because you can easily burn your fingers with this. Speaking from experience this morning. But anyway, like I say, this is not a speedy way to do it by any means. Probably the quickest way is with the wax gun, the hot wax gun. But it has its issues too, so we'll talk about that when we get to it. But anyway, this is kind of the old-timey way. This is, I think, how they originally did it. They just took a candle and started, you know, melting a little piece of wax here.
Right.
That was the original way to do it. Okay. Deb's picking up that wax because we don't want it to get, whoa, is it going to hold in there?
I'll just hold it.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now remember, you've got this upside down on here, and we're going to put him down in the wax, and you're just going to press him down. Just let him, you know, press down good because it's got that design in it. Now, I don't think this is the best stamp you could get because it, I think you could get a better one, but for this, our purposes, this is what we have. Okay, so, well, that guy's cooling. I guess we could try something else. And this one we'll do a free form, I think. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. It's got a few little air bubbles in there. Sometimes it gets air bubbles. I can't, we're not professional at this, so I don't know why that would be the case, but it does. All right, so let's try one of these little round ones, I guess. So here's those little 1-inch pieces that we used that I showed you how we clipped them out. And what we did here is, and let me see, is this the 1-inch thing? Yeah, okay. No, I don't think I will. Well, maybe I will. Ink in the edges a little bit. Okay, so what we did here is we melted the wax in this little pot, and you have a little spoon here full of hot wax, and you just pour him out. Whoops, that might be too much. I think it is. All right, I don't want to put that back in there until I clean the bottom of it off, because otherwise you're going to have hot wax burning. Okay, I actually got, I think, a little too much wax, but it's okay. And then drop your little piece on there, and then this is a piece that has no design on it. It's just plain. And then you can press it down. I'll show you 2 ways to do this. Okay, let's find another one here. Let's take this guy. Okay, well, that guy is drying. I'm going to show you this one. And again, we're using that same wax that we melted in this little pot. Now, you guys may have, other ways to do this. This is just how we do it. I think that's going to be enough. I hope so. If not, let's see, where's the tweeze? Okay, now this time we're just going to lay him down in that wax, and we're just going to press on him. Can they see me okay here? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just press him into the wax like that. And this is how I like to do it. I think it comes out really cute like that.
Oh, it's nice because if you don't have a wax stamp or anything, you can get the same effect.
Right, exactly.
Without
Speaking of that, this guy's probably done. So then you just use a little spatula or something and pick him up. You can use a piece of marble or something here instead of what do they call this stuff?
Silicone mat.
Silicone mat, yeah. Okay, so you can see how that came out. It came out perfect. You don't have to cut any, well, we're going to cut these bumpy edges off, but I mean, as far as the design of the picture, you don't have to cut anything or anything like that. It comes out perfect. And so that is our little trick to this. And then these edges, just kind of trim them away with a little pair of scissors, trim around the design of the frame. And it's not too hard to see. You can see it pretty easily. Just trim it around. And I save these little scraps of wax because you can remelt them, in your little pot there. Even though that's not where this came off the candle, you could still use it in there. I tried it yesterday and it works fine. Come on, buddy. Let's clip out of there. There he comes. And they don't have to be perfect. I mean, they're wax seals. They aren't meant to be perfect, really. Back in the day, they were all kinds of shapes because they were all freehand.
Right, right.
Okay. And there she is. And she's perfect, super cute, super easy to do. And that little, just a tiny bit of stick glue on your finger and then tapped on the front of her and then pushed down into the wax, and it comes out perfect every time. It's better than trying to line this thing up on top of it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, I guess we can, what we need is a candle snuffer. There she goes. Okay, so here we go with this guy. And like I say, I used too much wax. But even so, maybe not. You know, it depends on what I want to do with it. I still have room here now I can decorate, you know, but it's cute.
Yeah, you can put them on a cluster.
Yes.
There's so many things, yeah.
Yeah,
On
right.
a card. You can make them on a card.
Yeah, be cute. Be cute. But it makes a cute little frame. And it does have a few little bubbles in there, but that doesn't bother me. I don't mind the texture. And then there's this guy. And he too came out really cute. Just freehand.
Yeah.
It's cute, you know?
They're cute like that.
I think so.
Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, perfectly imperfect. So anyway, okay, so let's see. We've done 2. So now we're down to the glue guns. And like I say, don't throw away these scraps of wax because you could melt them down again. And if you're going to do very many of these, you're going to probably get a lot of scraps. Here's where you want to be very careful though, like this one I was using, and when it gets down low like this, believe me, you can burn your finger very easily. Okay, so just trying to think how we're gonna, what I want to make here. Okay, so let's take, I guess, one of these. What are you giving me first?
Do you
the
want
glue
the
gun?
wax or the glue?
I don't care. Let me do
Whichever
the wax first.
Okay.
One reason we're going to do the wax first is because, should we try these with wax too?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try a couple of things here that we haven't tried before. So it's going to be a new experience for you, and it's going to be a new experience for us. I guess we're just going to use on these, on the glue gun, I'm not going to, well, I could do this again. Let's see. We'll just show you the difference between the two, or the different processes here. So we're going to put some glue.
Some wax.
Wax, I'm sorry. Glue, wax, wax, glue. Okay, we're going to put some glue from the glue gun.
Wax from the glue
Wax
gun,
from
Mother.
the glue gun.
Here we go.
Okay, we're just going to do a section of it just like we did before with the other processes. And I'm going to put her in here, and I'm just going to push her down. And I kind of like it being, I don't like it totally centered. I kind of like mine to be kind of off-center because it gives it a little more arty feel. Right? Okay, so let's try this method again with using the glue gun, see what we get.
The wax gun.
The wax gun. Okay, it looks like I only have one little style that'll fit in this. Oh, I know, yeah, I know what I wanted to show. Well, that's with the wax. Oh, I'm getting totally confused here now, which is typical for me. Okay. I can't talk and craft at the same time. Okay, here we go again. We're going to add that little tad of glue onto the picture on this, onto the front side of the picture. Remember, you want the back side showing up. Okay. And here we go again. Now, the one thing that Debbie and I don't like about this glue gun is, it's hard to switch colors. I mean, you know, it's hard to go from, then you just press this down just like you did with the other one. I didn't need this much glue either. This wax, I'm sorry. The wax comes out really fast out of this. So you want to put, maybe not, you might want to think, don't use so much. Don't, if you think it's not enough, it probably is enough. You know what I'm trying to say? I'll show you here in another one. Let's take her and I'll show you. We'll make this with a little less wax. So normally, it's hard to, the glue gun, when it starts to get down, you have to get something to push that stick down so it'll keep coming out. Okay. I was trying to think if I want to use a stamp on this, which I think I will. Okay, I'm going to use just a blank stamp on this, and we're going to stamp her down into the glue, or into the wax.
Crafting can be confusing with Patti and Debbie.
All right. If I say wax, think glue. If I say glue, think wax. All right, so there's no design on this. So let's just let that go. All right, oh, this one came out good. There's a lot to clip off of it, but as far as the design of the frame, it looks really good. Cute. I should have inked around her, but I didn't. But that's okay.
We're just
camera.
Sorry, not in camera. There it is.
Okay. You're the camera person. Okay, so I would have inked around her edges more. I didn't do that, but since we're just showing you the process anyway, it doesn't really matter. But I would have done that. And then again, here we just trim off the little edges like we did before. I won't take the time to trim the whole thing, but you get the idea of it. Cute, but that one came out really good. Okay, and then here's our little friend here, which I like, and it leaves you room. It leaves you room to decorate around the edges if you want, or I'm trying to stay in camera, that's why I'm hesitating here. Decorate around the edges if you want, or just leave her plain. She looks really good, and it's easy with this hot wax gun. Okay, now see, here I made a mistake because I didn't put enough wax down. But even so, she's still usable. You know,
well,
she
you
would
can
still
put
be
more wax down. Remember yesterday we had one like that, and I put more
Oh,
wax
yeah, that's
down.
right. You did
can
on that
add-
one you made. Okay, let's try
Yeah.
that. Okay, here we go. Now, again, the thing with this hot wax gun is you have to make sure you have, oh yeah, here's our handy tool for that. You have to make sure you have pressure on the back of it to get the wax, when it gets down there, to get the wax out of the thing. Okay, I don't want to put more than that. Let's see what happens. Okay, well this is good because now we know, hopefully, what we're going to do here. Okay, and let's put this stamp down on her again. And there you go.
Yeah, so if you find that you don't have enough wax, it's real easy to do
To
free
add.
form. I don't know
Yeah.
about with
I
a
don't think you could
shape
do it. Yeah,
Yeah, but
with-
with your free form, you
right,
can definitely
right.
add
If
some.
you were using something like this, that wouldn't work. But, you know, if you're doing this method, it would. And again, you've got places where you can decorate or not. You could leave it, you know, just plain, which is cute. Okay, I'll let that cool. And then I guess we can move on to, oh, wait, let's,
Oh yeah,
okay, here's something we're going to try. And we haven't tried this, so this is a new experience for us. We're going to use, we found these nail polish bottles that we had, and on the bottom there's this really cute design, and so we're going to try and see if we can get this to work in the wax. And here's another one. This one's just square, but it has like a little frame to it. We'll see what we get with that. This one has a little writing on there, so I don't know if that's going to show up or not, but we'll see. And then this one also has a little kind of a cute little frame. It's got a little design. You can't see it, but I can. A little design on the edges. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that we
Yeah.
wanted to try this.
Mhm.
All right, let me see if this one's cool enough we can get it out of the way. Yeah. Okay. All right. So maybe shall I try it with something or just try it by
Let's do
itself?
one with
and one without.
Let's see what it looks
I
like
don't
with
think I
nothing
have
on it.
anything small enough to fit in this circle. Well, let's just try this one without, see what we get. Where's my little pusher? Okay, here we go. All right, I think that might be enough. But you just don't know.
Let's go extra just in case.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. I guess I can do the other one with it. I don't have to wait. It's kind of, I don't have it setting down square, but I don't want to move it now. I think I'm going to do these without anything in them so that we can see what they look like.
Yeah, those have a bigger base, so you might need more.
I know, I just don't want to get too much because it fits on there. Okay. Geez, I must be running out of ink already. How can I mean out of glue already? I mean, whatever this is. Yeah, I am. This is probably going to be the last one for this color. Now, this is kind of the bummer to, well, maybe it's not a bummer because you can get multiple colors all in one piece. But unless you're going to go to the same color, like add another gold stick, when you put in something else, like let's say you wanted to go to pink now, you have to make a few to get the inside of this cleaned out to where you can transfer the colors. Or you have to buy, you know, if you're going to do a lot of these, then you'd want to buy several of these guns, I guess, and have them each one for each color. As fortunately, that one stick was enough to make everything we want here, so we won't be worried about that. Okay. I think he's cool. Oh, now here's the thing. I'm wondering if these are going to, oh, you know what? We're going to put these on ice because we're going to use the glue gun next, and it's better if these are cold with the glue gun. So we've heard. I don't know. We've not tried it, but that's kind of the information we were able to gather. So we'll see. And I'm wondering if we shouldn't have done something like that here because, no, here he comes.
It's probably because it has that sticker on there.
Look,
yeah.
look how cute
Oh,
that came out.
perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at that. That came out really cute. I love that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we were to do this again, then it would be cool to reduce something down.
There's your little
You know.
template right there.
Yeah, right. The seal or the label.
Sticker.
Right. Would excuse me. Would be a perfect template. Do you want to take those off? I got to take a cough drop. Something's getting me. But that came out super cute.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Really cute. You could have even put a little flower in the middle of your ink blob, and then put this
Glue
down on top.
Your wax. Now we're moved on to, now we're calling it ink. First we were calling it glue. Now you got me all confused.
Your wax blob. Cute. And you can see now, you can see what I was talking about that little pattern that's around on the corners there. But those came out cute. This little guy is cute. It's a little frame. and you can put something in there. Let's see if we have something. Cute.
Yeah, she was just a tick smaller. It fits perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does. She fits perfect in there. But that's an idea. Sorry for sucking on this cough drop. That's an idea, though. Look around. Look around your house. Look at the bottom of jars and bottles and whatever else you might have, because this was just something we happened to have, you know, and we hadn't tried it before, so we weren't sure how it was going to turn out. But cute. This is my favorite here. So anyway, like I say, that's another way that you can experiment and get some really cute looks without, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make this stuff. You just, use what you've got around the house. Of course, you're going to have to buy the wax, but other than that, you can come up with some really cute stuff. Let's put this guy on ice. I want to try him with the glue too. Okay, so now, once we get, wait a second, unplugged.
Yeah, I can put him in here.
Now, here's another cool idea, and here most everybody has glue guns. So this would be cool to use. We hope. We've not made these with the glue gun before, but I guess we're going to find out if it works. Okay. Now, I would imagine this you're going to have to be pretty fast with, because this is going to dry really fast. Yeah, perfect. And this one, let's see if I got a square. Yeah. Make sure after it comes off the ice that you want to dry that. Oh, I need a round. Well, here's one. I don't know what happened to my round. But anyway, this one has a flower on it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we get.
Oh, your round's right here.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, let's do another one while that's setting up. Am I still in camera here? Okay.
Do the little one, the big one.
Well, I've got a big thing of it now. Okay. Now these, after they dry, you can paint them any color you want, It's just clear glue, and you can paint them like we did when we made those frames out of glue.
Or use the colored glue sticks. They do make
colored glue the colored glue sticks would be good.
Work too.
Right. Where's
your little what?
That little poker thing. Never mind. We're organized here. Okay, let's see. Oh, I wanted to try this and see if this would work. Okay, let's try this guy. Plus, you can use the freeform with this too. You don't have to use the stamps. You can just freeform the design in there. I would be very careful because it's going to be hot. It's more hot than the glue, actually.
Than the wax.
Than the wax. The glue is hotter than the wax. Yeah. So we'll see how long this takes to set up. It takes longer. Surprised. Well, it's thick, that's why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, ooh, yeah, it's really taken a long time. I thought it would set it faster.
Yeah, I would too. That.
But not the case. Very sticky. So you want to keep that in mind if you're, you know, in a hurry to get something. That's interesting.
Might depend on the glue sticks too. What kind? You know, I don't know. Do they all set up the same?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's because it's thick is the problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's just why. And they're sticking. See, I don't think they were cold enough. I think you're going to have to leave those in to get cold. And that's why they're sticking. Like I say, we hadn't done this before, so we weren't sure how this was going to come out, but we'll see. Yeah, they should have been colder. The side of the stamp that was more in the ice is let loose where the other side hasn't. So there's something to remember. You want to make sure that they're totally chilled. This came out okay, but it's, yeah, it came out fine. But it'll be easier if you have those stamps, or the stamps totally chilled. Now, what we can do is we can paint these. Let me get some here and see if we can release some of the other ones. Now, this guy came up fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he comes up from the thing okay. Yeah, here he comes. I started to say, and I don't know if I finished it or not, you can use a piece of marble to do your stamps on if you want. But yeah, came out fine. Mm-hmm. I guess we didn't do the frame. Oh, we will though. Okay. And let's see how this guy turned out. These are very flexible. Oh, cute. Colored, it'll be cute. You'll be able to see it more. And this little guy. Yeah, they come out fine. And the fun part of this is you can color these. Well, like Deb said, you can also use the colored glue. But you could color these any color you want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Be cute. Okay, let's try this guy and see what happens. Let me grab somebody that'll fit in there. Ink her real quick. Now here's a question that we're going to have to find out about. It's cold. Okay, now will the glue stick to the cold stamp?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, just a little bit on your finger. Put her on upside down. Yep, it does. It sticks. And the stamp is very cold. Oh, let's see what happens here now.
Do you need?
No, this isn't so bad. This isn't as bad as the... Well, maybe I do need it because it's... Once they start to get down to the end, it's kind of... I hope I have enough glue. Or enough... Yeah, glue. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, plenty. All right. Let that cool and see how that comes out. And now we'll put a little gold pen around that. This is a ink, the oil-based ink pen, gold. See how this comes out. It worked well when we made those frames. Yeah, we could paint. We'll see. We can always paint them. All right, let's start with this little fella first. Oh yeah, comes out good. Perfect. Yeah, this pen works really well. easy, flows right on. You can see. Am I in camera here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With the lights and stuff, I get glare, and I can't, I'm hoping that this is, but super easy to do. Covers really well. And we'll link these pens because they're really good. And we use the beveled edge, it's the best. Yeah. Cute.
Yes, if you don't have wax, you can get the same effect with...
Right, with the glue. It's perfect. You know, pretty much everybody has the glue hanging around. Let's see, I'm going to try and color this one in and see if that shows up, that design. Yes, it does. Cute. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'll be looking at the bottom of jars from now on. Yeah, super cute. That came out really cute. Oops, I got too much on there. Yeah, I'm just doing this really fast for time's sake, but when you take your time, you can go back and get totally, you know, finish it off really nice. This could be cute in a color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this like at Easter time with a little bunny in there or something. Be cute. And these are very flexible, so they're very easy to use. Put on something. Easy peasy. Like I say, I'm doing this fast, so we'll go back later and detail it out more. But look,
Yeah.
look at that little
Cute.
design. Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a OPI.
Yeah, the bottom of a
nail.
nail thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Who would have
It's
thought?
perfect. Okay, those guys. All right, let's see if we got anything going here. Okay. She came out good. It's hard to see because it's so transparent. But we're going to color this one. I mean, I'm not going to color these because you get the idea. And it's easy to do. Also, this is the paint that Debbie used when we made the frames out of glue. I don't know if you saw that video or not. We could link it below because it's kind of a cool idea there too. And it came out really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink this before I cut the, I'm going to ink it and probably not cut the size off. Well, maybe I will. I mean, I would want to, but I was thinking for time's sake, but I don't think we've run too long on this video. We haven't had any major catastrophes this time.
We just can't speak.
Which, yeah, I don't know the names of stuff, but you know, hey. Oh yeah, cute. I like this. I almost think that this came out better with the glue, this particular frame, than it did with the
wax.
wax.
Huh.
I don't know. It looks like it to me. I'm going to cut the excess glue off and we'll see what we get. Okay. Here we go. I can say it's very rubbery, but not too bad to cut. Come on, bud. Yeah, it's harder to cut than the wax, of course, but it works. Use the tip of your scissors seem to work better. And one thing we might do, did you turn it off already?
No.
Because I was thinking that tip that you had when you were making them, the frames, about using the tip of the glue gun to help smooth out the edges and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, might work here too, because this does not cut as easy as the glue does, or the wax does. But it cuts. It's just you got to put a little more effort into it, take a little time. Cut it out. So that's one thing you want to take into consideration. Now, of course, you don't have that problem if you're doing the free-form stuff, but with a shape like this, it's going to take a little bit longer. Come on, buddy. And it could be, maybe if you press down a little harder with the glue when you set your stamp down, you'll get a better line for cutting. You know, it'll thin out in that line, so it'll be easier to cut. But even so, it works. It's just, from what I can see here, it's just the trimming that's the, you know, major part of it. But I would do that. I would, if I made it again, I would for sure press down pretty hard on this one, because that way it'll create a better line and make it thinner around the edges of the design, so you can trim it easier. Now, let me see. Yeah. But even so, it came out cute. Well, anyway, it's going to take a while to trim him up a little bit more. And like I was saying, I'm wondering if using the tip of that gun might help kind of like take those edges off of it. Let's see. Here, you want to do it under the camera? It'd be easier for you over there. Just yeah.
To melt the edge a little
Yeah.
bit.
Can they see you in there? It's going to be kind of hard. Yeah, remember how you did with the yeah, just touch it lightly, just to kind
I
of,
think I'm focused in there a bit.
yeah, just to touch it lightly, just to take those little bumps off of it, you know, like see the little sprigs that are sticking up? Yeah, no glue on it, just melting
Just
it.
using the hot edge
Right,
to smooth it.
yeah. Yeah, that's working. It's just taking those little clumpy pieces off the edge. It's not doing anything to the actual frame.
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah.
Probably should have mastered this before.
Well, you know, this was a learning experience for us
Yes.
all. We haven't done this process
No,
before. This
we're-
is the first time.
We're learning
Now,
and experimenting.
it does,
right along.
it of course does make the edge of your frame kind of stiff. The problem with this is that the stamp that we have, and you can see it here, it's narrower on one side than it is on the other. It's off center. So like I say, I think you could get a better stamp and you'd have better results. But anyway, nonetheless, that's why this is off here, is because of the fact that this is not straight. And it doesn't show up so much on the wax, but on the glue it does. So anyhow, I think there's possibilities for this. And there's definitely possibilities for these, because I think these came out really good. The freeform ones,
Yeah.
I really like. And with this, super cute idea here. And put a little, I don't think I have anything small enough. I think they're all too big, yeah. But you could reduce that down even more, like these we reduced down 50%. You could do, maybe 40%, and it would fit right in there. Be cute. But anyway, experiment. That's the fun of this. That's the whole point of this video, is to experiment with some of the stuff you have around the house and see what you can come up with. Because you can, you can make all kinds of cool stuff with not much as far as supplies go. If you've got some wax, great. If you don't, use the glue gun. Most everybody has a glue gun. If you don't, they're pretty inexpensive to buy. Well, really, the wax thing isn't too expensive to buy either. But, I think it would be fun to just, experiment what you can find around the house and make some goodies out of it. See what you come up with. And, your imagination is your greatest gift. And so I think you could come up with some really cool stuff. Don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Fun.
So I guess everybody's getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
It's coming in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
I know.
Woo.
I can't believe it. I know
know.
it. But
Yes, can't wait.
so anyway, have a Merry Christmas, you guys. And we'll see you before. Let's see, we do a video next week. Do we do a video next week?
Or are you going to be around? Your big birthday is coming up, the 24th.
Yeah, my
So.
big birthday. Yee. Yeah, so yeah, we are doing a video for next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
But maybe not the following week because of the holiday. But we'll see. We'll put up a notice if we don't. So anyway, I guess that's it for us. And Merry Christmas to all you guys. And we'll see you next time.